Welcome everyone. Thank you for logging on to the Australian Institute for Commercialisation's webinar on Agile New Product Development. This is one of a series of webinars supported by the Queensland Government Department of Science, IT, Innovation and the Arts and QMI Solutions. I'm Jennifer Whalen and I will be your producer today. We will be recording your on-screen presentation and recording our presenters for you. Later today we will send you a short questionnaire and a link to the recorded material for you to view again at your own leisure. All attendees are in listen-only mode with their microphones muted. If you have any issues with your sound or visuals, please send us a short message. During the presentation, if you have any questions or comments, please type these into the window on the right and send them as we go. We will respond to them in the final segment of the day. Now I'd like to introduce the presenters, Rob Geddes, our Product Development Specialist at AIC, and Gerard Ryan, Managing Director of Prodex Systems. Welcome. If I can get you gentlemen to give a succinct overview of your backgrounds before we start.
Thanks, Jen. Rob Geddes. I'm the Product Development Specialist here at AIC at the QMI Solutions, and I have a 30-year background in developing new products through consulting design service.
I'm Gerard Ryan. I'm the Managing Director of a company called Prodex Systems, and we work across mainly Australia and New Zealand, providing consulting, training and software solutions to many companies, particularly in the consumer goods sector, but in a range of sectors, and again over 30 years experience in product development. So hopefully we can add some value for you today.
That's great. Thanks, Gerard. So Gerard, right up front, why do businesses need to be agile?
I guess the emphasis in agility is really about speed, and we think of speed and agility rather than the concept of the slow business. We think of big businesses as being the tanker or the container ship that's very difficult to change direction or turn around. There's a saying that I like, that in today's world it's the fast that eat the slow, and so you don't need to be big to succeed, but you do need to be agile. And so if you think about the S-curve that we've got on screen here, it can apply really whether it's a startup business or whether it's the launch of a new product. But from the green circle there, we move through an establishment phase. We eventually achieve some market, some sales for our product or service, or for our range of products and services in our business, and we grow through a growth period. But all products in all markets trend towards commoditisation over time, and as we reach the top of the S-curve, there's a need for businesses to reinvent themselves. And so so what we see here is this transformation over time, and the need to move to the next phase. So before we, I guess, reach that maturity phase, at the end of the growth phase, we need to anticipate what the next wave of opportunity might be. And there's a very famous CEO, Andy Grove, who was the CEO of Intel, who made the statement that you will, in your business, ultimately go out of business. It's just a matter of time. And so one of the key business drivers of agile product development is the fact that we need to reinvent ourselves, our businesses, our products and services again and again.
So the benefits of agile, as I see it, are actually that you're it's in the name, that you're more agile, you're more responsive to your target market, you beat your competition at the market, or you're a very quick responder. So you're a more dynamic organisation that can get out there and respond to market needs and the changes that everyone's feeling around them. With this you can maintain your market leadership, enhance your reputation, and make sure that your sales and profits are growing, or at least, at the very least, you're staying in business to fight another day. So agile is a very important concept in business today. And we've got a timeline here of developing new ideas, new products, because this is all about agile new product development. And once an opportunity or an idea or a need comes into place on the timeline, on the very left there's actually a delay. Same with braking in your car. There's a delay before the perception of the of the opportunity or the problem in the marketplace, that time can be crucial later on. We then move into this development phase to develop something based on your perception. And again, there might even be a delay before you take action on the development. That time again can be crucial, and we'll hear about that. All of the time, and the development, if you're taking your time in development and you do it carefully and methodically and take your time, that launch date can get pushed out further and further and further, and you may lose in the marketplace. And then we have a later time even again before you break even, then later again before profits, and then who knows when the obsolescence might be in your particular business. And this is the cash flow that you've got in your business with this particular opportunity. It's taken you time to get the perception of the opportunity or the need, and then to take action before you start spending money. And it might take you time to evaluate the idea and your response and what you need to do about it. And time is and money is being spent all through this development phase, right up until the launch, and it's even being spent after the launch where you've got more expenses than you've got income. It takes a while before you become cash flow positive and before you get returns on your product. But here, you still haven't broken even. You're still paying for the cost of development, all heading up to the profit period, which is a very unknown period in this time. And it might be extremely short, it might not even exist. You may not recover the costs of development if you take too long, if you spend too much money, if you're not agile enough as a company.
So Rob, just to comment there, one of the statistics from research is that approximately 47% of products are successful. Best-in-class companies are perhaps as high as 80%, but that really says that for the less successful companies, only 1 in 2 products will actually pass that break-even point. And if you're a best-in-class company, then maybe you'll achieve that 4 out of 5 times, but on at least 20% of occasions, you're likely to invest in products where you're not going to achieve the return on the investment that you sought.
Very good point. And these 2 key timelines here are worth looking at. The innovation cycle time is the delay between when the opportunity or the need first arises and when you deliver something in response into the marketplace. And that includes all of that delay in perception and action. Consider that sort of the braking distance, or the delay in braking with your car. And the other thing is time to profit. Many people forget about the time to profit. They'll often focus on the time till they're getting positive cash flow, but not the time to profit. And often, very often, we see it happen that product development isn't returning on the expenditure. So the returns that are coming back from the customer aren't actually covering the costs of development before the obsolescence happens. So that time to profit is something to focus on, and the amount of profit that you're likely to get out of a particular opportunity is something to focus on as well, because at the very least, that's all that you can spend on development. Now, that net profit period is very unknown, and at some stage, you're probably going to get some sort of a threat, a change in the marketplace, a challenge in the marketplace, and then you need, again, to be agile to respond to that. So what if we could do this part up front, the whole development and getting to profit more efficiently? That's what the whole agile product development concept is all about, doing that more efficiently so that you get to profits more efficiently and you're able to respond to challenges and perhaps even increase your profit period. That'd be nice. So bringing forwards your response perhaps to the opportunity, the time before you've taken action, being more decisive about your product development, knowing what steps to move because you've actually done some pre-thinking, can bring forwards the launch date. So bringing forward this launch date actually gives you the opportunity for massively increased profits, increased market share, and perhaps a longer time in the marketplace, perhaps even keeping your competitors out of the marketplace. Your your area, your profit, your break-even point can actually come further forwards, significantly further forwards, and give you a longer period of time before this later obsolescence to make profits.
Mm. There's also, I guess, in new platform or technology breakthrough products, there's a lot of studies around the profit impact of market share, which is really about the early mover advantage. We see that obviously with people like Apple in the iPhone market and others. But the suggestion or the implication there is that the company that launches sooner has a better chance at securing the customer's wallet and therefore perhaps a higher market share over the life cycle of their product.
No, that's right. Thanks very much, Gerard. So that's the fundamentals behind why you should be agile, but now we're getting on to some of the key aspects of being agile. And here's 4 that we'd like to run through, some of the key focus points with agile new product development. Being customer focused and delivering on customer value, being primed to act in full readiness, building agility into your business through effective processes, and building a culture that delivers the business benefit to your company and also customer value so that they keep on paying.
So I guess on that just to build on that business benefit and customer value, we've seen a lot of work done lately that describes the most attractive new product development opportunities as those which deliver strategic value to the company, business value in terms of return on investment, as well as customer value in that the customer cares and they're willing to invest in the product opportunity. So I guess that in this point 4 here, business benefit is probably a combination of strategic value and business value, but those 3 items there, strategic, business and customer value, are critical to success.
Oh, that's right. But the first of those 4 is actually being customer focused. That's particularly important, and that's a very strong agile standpoint, a key focus point for agile product development. And it's all about really understanding, knowing your customers, being in touch with your customers all of the time so that you're able to respond. In fact, you get an early warning as to what's happening in the marketplace where your customers are perhaps not entirely delighted with your product, or they're moving towards another alternative in the marketplace, that the customer's needs are changing. If you're in touch with your customer, if you're very customer focused, you can actually respond, get the earlier warning and start to do something earlier. So being customer focused is particularly important in Agile. One of the main things that we're trying to do here with customer focus is actually get customer empathy. It's not just knowing the statistics and all of the quantitative things about the size of the market and where they are in their age and their demographics and all the rest of it. You're trying to know the market. You're really trying to get a fundamental understanding so that you can foresee the next move in the market. The backward-looking statistics won't tell you what the market is going to do next. This will actually only come from watching the marketplace, watching overseas, watching the trends, seeing where the market is moving, understanding the thinking of your market. And you need to do that by moving from just observing and knowing the information about the marketplace to making an emotional connection with the marketplace so that you're truly understanding them. And down the bottom there we've got a photograph of a customer advisory board. This is one very good way if you actually have customers on an advisory board for your business. Invite them in once a month. Give them some samples of your product if it's that sort of thing. Give them some juice and a nice meal. But get an understanding. Get them to tell you what they think about your product, where the market's going, what your competitors' products are doing, how that's satisfying them. They'll tell you. They'll be delighted to tell you. It's a very useful tool. In fact, quite a number of businesses try to employ people from the target market on their business. This is very much the case with smaller businesses that actually generated from within the market. So a bike shop might actually have crazy bike riders setting up the business in the first place. So they fundamentally understand the market and they're in touch with the market every day of the week. So consider what you can do to get to understand and really know the market with customer empathy.
So in addition to the concept of customer panels, which is really an opportunity to talk about the broader aspects of the market, the competition, and perhaps your existing products, one of the keys to Agile product development is getting to the new product concept and which addresses your unmet customers' needs in advance of your competitors. And so there's a set of methodologies around capturing the voice of the customer using qualitative rather than quantitative research methods. And in this approach, it's really about empowering your own team, your own people, your own designers, your own engineers, your own software developers in a process of conducting open, qualitative, probing interviews with existing customers, with lost customers, with competitors' customers, with perhaps lead users, with the objective of identifying and understanding their use of the product so that you can identify images that you can respond to with potential solutions for new products, as well as the requirements that feed into the feature set for your new product development brief.
And as well as that, there's actually some quite simple little things that you can do on a daily basis every day of the week in your business. And that's actually just have a true understanding of who your customer segments are. Try to find out, try to categorize, try to work out what the segments are that actually run your business, that are your customers. Try to get a photograph of them, try to really understand who they are and what they think, classify them and really get to know them. Some of the companies that we deal with actually put names to these people so that they have a conversation with them on a daily basis. And this will lead you to better understandings, having that emotional connection with them. They're real people. They're not just numbers or statistics on a monthly sales report. And what you're trying to do is actually get an idea of customer behaviour. What drives their behaviour? Once you understand who these people are, you're better able to understand why they might make certain decisions, why they're not buying your product, why they might buy a competitor product, and what they might buy next if you presented it to them. So really understanding them, making them real. Large companies do this with market research as well and go right into it. But with some simple tools, you can do this yourself, even in a very small business, without any great overhead. Here's an example of one customer segment for a little boutique motel. And this is a female traveller that the company has worked out is one of their major important customer segments. And they've put together a customer persona here, tried to put down what is the typical specifications to some extent of the customer segment. What do they like? Who are they? What do they read? What do they belong to? What else have they got in their life? What does this product of yours have to fit with? So really understanding this person and what turns them off, what turns them on, and you're probably better able to respond to their needs. One of the key things we've got down here too is that little bubble where this company has recognised that the revenue from this particular segment, this female business traveller, is actually only 15% of the revenue for this particular company, but it represents 35% of the profit. So these people are this segment is one that represents well over a third of the profit of the company. So perhaps you should get inside the head of this particular customer segment.